Welcome to the FOCUS Broadband TV high school football game of the week. It is rivalry week and the final week of the regular season in southeastern North Carolina. I am Sam Hickman, joined as always by the best color analyst in the business, Mr. Jay Combs. Jay, West Brunswick hosting South Brunswick tonight, inter-county rivalry game, and a lot at stake for the Trojans. Maybe not playoff implications tonight, but the Trojans trying to avoid their first winless season since 2009.
That was quite a while ago. And what grade were these guys in 2009?
They were not in a grade yet. They were 3 years old, right?
Sure, and something they would like to do tonight to kind of set things up for what they hope is a continuation of the rebuild in 2024.
And Jay, for all intents and purposes, probably West Brunswick's best chance this season if looking at the schedule for a win. It's been a tough year for South Brunswick and head coach Rocky Lewis. Won a couple early games, but the Cougars also winless in conference play. They are 2-7 overall, but it's been a tough go of late for the Cougars as well.
Yeah, they started out 1-1 on the year, and that game 2 of the year, we happened to do both games. The second game of the year was against South Columbus, and they sort of got upset then, and after that they have run off kind of a not so typical South Brunswick year. Sam, I think to some extent, and it's hard to, like, one player on a football team does make a difference for sure, but generally it's such a team game that you can make up for that loss. But South Brunswick lost their senior linebacker Jack Early midway in that second game. And at that time, the kid had like 32 tackles already for the game-and-a-half season. So his loss the remainder of the year, I think, in some ways set the pace for not a real strong defensive season for South Brunswick. They give up 41 points a game. West Brunswick gives up 43 points a game. The only difference is South scores a lot better at 23 and the Trojans at 10 points a game.
Yeah, Jay, it has been it's been a really tough task offensively for West Brunswick. And, Jay, that's a task that's going to be even tougher tonight as freshman quarterback Josiah Borton suffered an ankle injury on the 4th play of the game last week against New Hanover. He is in a walking boot and will not play tonight. He will not play, so Tristan Williams will be taking the snaps for the Trojans.
Well, luckily for West, Tristan's a senior. He's got some experience. He hasn't thrown that many passes this year, 17 for 43, a couple hundred yards, but he does have the only touchdown pass this season for West Brunswick.
Jay, something to keep an eye on tonight. These two teams, like we said, have struggled, but this is a matchup. Each team has a really good tailback, Jacquel Davis of West Brunswick, and then, of course, South Brunswick's number 23, Ethan Overton.
Yeah, Ethan, the little guy at like 5'3", hasn't rushed for as many yards this season, but he still has 368, and he's caught 15 passes out of the backfield. And Jacquel Davis has just had a monster year. This is 10th grade season, 843 yards on the ground, 5.1 a carry. 4 times he's gone over 100 yards in a game, and he's scored a couple of touchdowns. So Jacquel Davis has literally exploded onto the scene this year.
Jay, he's one of the few bright spots offensively for a West Brunswick team that has really struggled to score points. And speaking of the West Brunswick offense, we'll see them early tonight as South Brunswick kicks off to the Trojans to begin the game. It was Noah Borton who fielded the squib kick, and he was thrown to the turf at around the 33-34 yard line. So decent starting field position for the Trojans. Ball marked at the 34, where the Trojans will take over 1st and 10.
Well, I'd look for a lot of Davis. I mean, that's what they've done this year. They've kind of ridden on his back. And with the senior, Williams, and a veteran. Now, he's more a linebacker than a quarterback, but he steps in and does an admirable job at the backup QB position. He may, the last time he's going to play here, it's a big time. He's 1 for 1.
Jude Surgal makes the catch. He's fighting for yardage. He's wrestled down at the 44-yard line. It is a gain of 10 and a West Brunswick first down. And, Jay, it is senior night here in Shallotte, and quite a few seniors on the field starting for the Trojans. Tailback, number 22, Hayden Bias, senior receiver, Asher Herring. Again, Williams at quarterback. You got Lyndon Clemens on the offensive line, a couple more. So this is a senior-heavy offense that's on the field for West right now. There's Hayden Bias around the left side. He's looking for some running room. He stiff arms a man. That's across the 45, wrestled down at around the 47-yard line, picks up 3, maybe 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7 as we approach the 11-minute mark of the first quarter.
Yeah, Bias is a tough guy coming into tonight's game. I think he's been sort of underutilized in terms of running the football, but he still has 93 yards and a score, 14 tackles, 3 for a loss defensively. Bias, a good two-way football player.
This is going to be a give up the middle. The ball carrier is wrestled down at the 49. He picked up 2 yards. So, Jay, that's going to set up a 3rd and 5 from the West Brunswick 49. A big, a critical down here early as West Brunswick tries to keep this opening possession alive and keep the offense on the field.
Yeah, I think that ball carrier that time was 23, Kamari Hill, another senior, Sam. So, Coach Handy playing a lot of 12th graders tonight, as well he should.
West gonna.
He's got a receiver
they're trying to
wide
throw.
Open.
Surrey. Oh no, he made the catch, or no, he did not make the catch. It is ruled an incomplete pass. He had a man open early, Jay. There was a defender in his face, and then by the time he got it to Surgal, there was a defender right there who made a nice play on the ball, knocked it free. If it would have been ruled a catch and a fumble, West would have still been a yard or 2 short of the line to gain. Would have made it a tougher decision for West Brunswick head coach Shane Handy. Nevertheless, it's an incomplete pass. We'll set up 4th and 5 and bring on the Trojan punt team.
Well, play they should consider coming back to. Asher Herring didn't have anybody within 20 yards of him.
JoJo Hamrick gets away a good kick. Jay, West recovered that. West recovered that. There was no fair catch signal. He muffed it, and then West recovered.
Well, let's see what the officials say.
Jay, sure, there was no fair catch. A catch wasn't made. It was muffed, and West came away with it. And a beanbag came out. A beanbag came out when he.
The ball did too. So let's see how they rule it. I'm not sure. The Trojans are going to, maybe I don't see Williams out there.
It's West Brunswick football. I think the referee just, still no call? Oh, I thought I saw the white hat signal that it was West Brunswick football. What? Jay, the only thing I can figure is they ruled an inadvertent whistle and will replay the down. And if so, that is a tough break for the Trojans of West Brunswick. Instead of having 1st and 10 at around the 17 or 18-yard line, they'll now line up and punt it again.
Yeah, for a team that, if there's a team that maybe needs a break or two, it's the Trojans. And they have one there, but we can only speculate that that's an inadvertent whistle. So it's going to cause Hamrick to re-punt that ball. He had a very good kick the first time.
So JoJo Hamrick will try it again. And this is a lower one. Takes a sideways bounce. Goes down in South Brunswick territory, but the return man scoops it up. That was Jordan Davis who got it off the bounce, got it across the 20, and was dropped at the South Brunswick 23-yard line. So a tough break there for West Brunswick. I guess, Jay, the referee saw the return man. It did hit his hands, and he blew the whistle, but he never secured the catch.
No.
So should have been a live ball, but again, stopped by inadvertent whistle, re-kick, and South Brunswick's offense will take over after the short Jordan Davis punt return. And we got a flag on the field. Boy, Jay, how many times did we see this a couple weeks ago? Was it the Laney game? West Brunswick must have had 9 offside penalties in that ball game.
Yeah, for sure. It was not one of their better efforts in terms of discipline. First look tonight at senior quarterback Jamison Prince. Get to his numbers here in a second. They are very impressive.
He keeps that one, gets away from one man, and then is dropped at the 31-yard line, picked up 3 yards, and that will set up a 2nd and 2.
Prince has thrown for 1,716 yards this season, 17 touchdowns, and he's also the leading rusher for this year's South Brunswick team, 477 yards on the ground, 8 scores. He is highly ranked and rated in terms of the conference in passing, number 2 overall.
Student body left. Prince has got it. Jay, he's got a big seam down the middle of the West Brunswick defense, still on his feet. Now he's inside the 10, racing for the pylon, and he is in there.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Touchdown, Jamison Prince from 69 yards away, right through the teeth of the West Brunswick defense, and it's the Cougars who strike first. 9:02 left in the first. The visitors have taken a 6-0 lead.
Well, that run showed his athleticism, his intelligence, right, and also a little bit of speed, because I thought he would get run down from behind. He did not. The result, 69-yard touchdown run.
Boy, Jay, I have no idea how he got that kick up and in. It was like he kicked it out of the holder's hands. And, Jay, here's another look at the touchdown run, 69 yards.
It was a good hole at the line of scrimmage, and then this is just Prince. And I would have thought a couple of these guys would have been in like an area maybe where they could run him down, but he made that one little cut, got to the outside, and then scored. So great run by Prince, point after by Petey, and a 7-0 South Brunswick lead.
Dr. Mike Maurer joining us from the sideline. Big Mike, it was a quick start for the South Brunswick offense.
Yeah, that's something they haven't really been able to get going all year. We saw it a little bit early in the beginning of the year. You guys talked about it in those games that we covered early. But Jamison Prince is a stud, I guess, is the best way to put it. Leading rusher, obviously throwing the ball all over. Made a great read option, ran it right up the heart of the defense, and then showed it, like Jay said, showed his speed, made a little cut, got to the end zone.
So South Brunswick with an early 7-0 lead. And, Jay, the first quarter has really been a problem for West Brunswick here in the last few weeks. They have fallen in some pretty significant holes early. Herring's got it, and he's slung out of bounds at around the 31-yard line. So for the second consecutive possession, West Brunswick will start with the football across their own 30-yard line. So decent starting field position, and the Trojans in an early 7-0 hole.
Yeah, back to Prince. The interesting number that I see from Jamison is his total yards per game. 275 yards this kid's good for every game. Almost 2,200 yards coming into this evening's contest. He's over that now.
There's Jaquel Davis around the right side, fighting for some more yardage. Ruled out of bounds at the 37-yard line. It's a gain of 6 yards and will set up a 2nd and 4. Jay, I could see where Davis could present some problems for this South Brunswick defense. He's dynamic with the ball in his hands.
He is, and you know what? surprises me. He's kind of a steady Eddie kid. 5.1 yards per carry, 843, 4 times over 100 yards in a game, but he gets it by just banging away at him.
There's Bias with a speed sweep around the left side. He's still on his feet, just lowering the boom over there on the far sideline. Jay, about 3 different times I thought South had Bias corralled, and he somehow stayed on his feet, got to the 45-yard line for a gain of 8 yards and a West Brunswick first down.
Yeah, Bias is a tough kid, 5'11", a $185 senior, and as I mentioned before, hasn't run the ball as much this year as maybe you would have thought. He is playing defense, so they're trying to, to handle his time appropriately, but a tough running back.
There's Davis around the right side. He's got a little bit of running room. We'll give him 2 yards to the 47. He ran about 25 yards horizontally, I guess, or east to west. Only picked up 2, so it'll be 2nd and 8.
And Sam, help me out because I murder this poor kid's name every South game we do. Sotrifer, who's just a sophomore, made
Grady.
that tackle. 55 of them. This kid, by the time he's a senior, wow, stud.
There's Bias again around the left side this time.
Oh.
And he's wrestled down at the 50-yard line, picks up 3 yards, and that will set up 3rd and 5 from midfield.
That was Seth Pierce, number 22, coming in from above. Yeah.
Fly like a cougar.
Yeah, fly like a cougar. But and I just, I didn't have to look, but I knew he's a senior, and he is. You do special things on senior night, right? Last time.
So Jay, Grady Sotrifer, his father Chris, is the
Coach.
defensive coordinator for.
Well, big time penetration that time. That's Quinn Williams. He's had a pretty good year, Sam, and he's just a junior, but Williams 55 tackles, 2 for a loss, and a couple of sacks to boot. So.
And Jay, I think the frustration from the West coaching staff is, look, West has somebody there to block them. Just got beat.
Got beat. Yep. Running backs do more than run. Sometimes they got to block.
Boy, South.
Nice.
And Jay, I think West might get a free first down here, Jay. Hamrick got the punt away and got nailed. Yep, it's a personal foul, roughing the kicker, and this will keep the drive alive. We'll move the ball from the West 44 to the 41-yard line of South Brunswick and just gifted the Trojans a first down on that roughing the kicker penalty.
Well, they very well may have earned a little bit of a gift after that opening punt that was determined to be a no call, and they had to re-kick. And then, of course, Prince a couple plays later, 69 for a score. But anyway, they do pick up the first down. They are in South Brunswick territory, and let's see if the West Brunswick offense can take advantage of this opportunity.
There's Davis around the right side. South spills it out. Davis still on his feet somehow. And, Jay, I think all that was for a yard. I think he got to the 40-yard line, and it'll be 2nd and 9. West must have saw something in the tape in preparation for this game where they thought they could get South on the perimeter, because pretty much all their runs have been of kind of like the speed sweep variety out wide.
Well, and at least on 2 of them, Sotrifer just won't let you get past him or slows you down enough that his teammates can come in. That's exactly what happened that time.
Oh, Williams kept it around the left side. He was ruled down. The ball came out at the very end. Williams picked up 4 yards, we'll call it, to the 36-yard line. And, Jay, it's going to be 3rd and 6 here. And you got to wonder if the West Brunswick coaching staff, with where the ball is on the field, is thinking 2 plays to get 6 yards here.
They could very well, and they probably need to think a little bit about Gregor Brock and Zane Simmons, who were both in on the stop that time. Looked like Tristan Williams had a chance.
There's enough for the first down yardage and then some. Number 22, Hayden Bias, had a gaping hole around the right side, got inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. A gain of about 9 yards and a West Brunswick first down.
Mike, pretty good hole off the right side that time.
Yeah, they've been setting that up. They've had a couple options for that. They went the opposite way on the play before that, and both times they had guys just leading up into the second level, so that was an excellent call on that play.
There's the play clock approaching the 10-second mark. 1st and 10 for West at the 27-yard line. It's another give to Bias. He was upended at the 24-yard line. A pickup of 3 yards will set up 2nd and 7. Ball inside the 25 of the Cougars.
Swanson in on the stop that time for South. All 5'10", 220 pounds of the big senior defensive lineman. 21 total tackles coming into tonight's contest for Skylar Swanson.
So 2nd and 7. Ball at the 24. There's the snap to Tristan Williams. Bias was hit right at the line of scrimmage, and South Brunswick stops him for no gain on the play, so it'll be 3rd and 7. 4.5 minutes left in the opening quarter. West Brunswick got the ball first, had to punt it away. Inadvertent whistle nullified what would have been a West Brunswick recovery on a muffed punt. South Brunswick got it, took them 2 plays to go about 70 yards. And this is the 3rd possession of the game with West Brunswick inside the 25-yard line. Tristan Williams drops back, and he's sacked from behind, and then we have a flag in there in the territory of holding. And Jay, if it is holding on West Brunswick, it will be declined, and South will accept the result of the play, surely, with a sack.
Well, Tristan Williams was trying to evade pressure, and in his effort, he turned right into it. So Tristan Williams was brought down sort of from behind by Quinn Williams, junior middle linebacker, and he's done that a lot of times this year, 53 total tackles.
The penalty was declined, and it will be 4th and 13. The ball is at the 30-yard line of South. And the Trojans are going to take a timeout to talk it over with 4:06 left in the first quarter. South Brunswick leading West Brunswick 7-0. It is senior night here in Charlotte, so all the fall sport Trojan seniors were honored during a pregame ceremony, and the Trojan seniors on the football field trying to do whatever they can to avoid the program's first winless season since 2009.
Well, I kind of think followers of West Brunswick football knew that they were in for a rebuilding season. But I kind of also think that they never in their wildest thought that they would go through the entire season and not win at least one game. How many years would you say, Sam? 2011? 9?
Yeah, 2000. So it's been 14 years.
That's a long run of victory, right? And it just hasn't gone the way. But they're a young team, and a lot of those youthful experiences here are going to pay off down the road.
Got a man deep. He's open, and it is a touchdown. What a throw from Tristan Williams to number 10, Joe Hamrick. From 30 yards out on 4th and 13, Williams throws an absolute dive to JoJo Hamrick, who got behind the South Brunswick defense for what I believe is his first receiving touchdown of the season.
Well, it's only the second touchdown throwing the ball this year for West Brunswick.
Period, yeah.
Period. So, yeah, good chance that's JoJo's first.
Jay West was a man shy on the point after team, so Williams stays on the field to handle his holder duties, and actually Hamrick kicks it. So the 2 touchdown two guys responsible for the touchdown.
How about
Also partially responsible for the extra point. It was a good snap, a good hold, a good kick. So Tristan Williams and JoJo Hamrick. Jay, look at this throw, partner.
Well, what you see quickly is plenty of time. A little shoulder fake by Williams and a very nice throw, dime throw.
Man, that was perfect.
And great catch by JoJo Hamrick. And we got a tie game, Sam.
Jay, it's a new ball game. 7-7 with exactly 4 minutes left in the first quarter. All knotted up at 7, and the Trojans will kick it away to the Cougars. And Jay brought some life to the West Brunswick sideline.
Brought some life to the cheerleaders for sure. And listen, what we said in the pregame when we were talking about it, South Brunswick gives up 41 points a game, so scoring against them is nothing new. And, of course, West Brunswick gives up 43 points. So who knows, maybe this could be a big shootout game here this evening. It would be something different for the Trojans for sure, but certainly off to a good start. That's got to give them a good lift.
Hamrick unloads on this one. High end over end kick, bobbled slightly at around the 8-yard line. And a good job of tackling over there by the West Brunswick coverage team at around the 28, 29-yard line. It was Stephen Callahan, the kickoff return man for South Brunswick. And so the Trojan defense comes back onto the field, trying to stop South Brunswick in a 7-7 game. 3:52 left in the opening frame.
They gotta play a little better containment with quarterback Jamison Prince. He has shown you already that he can do as much damage with his legs as he can with his arm. But that's a tough thing to do, is to keep him contained and yet don't let him go crazy over the top.
This time it's Overton, and he's swallowed up by a Trojan defender. Picked up 1 yard to the 30-yard line, so it'll be 2nd and 9 from the 30. I believe it was Marlowe, 68, who was the initial man there for West Brunswick.
Yeah, that's who it looked like, and I loved your description, swallowed up, because Marlowe is a pretty big guy, 6'4", 2¼ and the running back.
And Overton is not.
Overton is not. 5'6", $137, so the sheet says.
Prince fakes the, boy, that came out of his hands really funny, didn't it, Jay? Did you see that? It was spinning really, really oddly. I think it just came out on the release. It just left his hand. I don't know if Big Mike got a look at that or not, but did anybody just see what I saw? The ball was spinning really funny.
Yeah, you called it, Sam. It just came out a little bit loose on the release, kind of ducked out of there. It is a little like sticky, dewy kind of down here, like with the cool air coming in and the hot air from all day. So I'm not a weatherman or meteorologist, but that's what I think happened there.
But you're playing one on TV tonight and doing a great job.
And doing a fine job, as always. So 3rd and 9 for South. Prince under heavy pressure, rolls out to his right. West has got men there, and they bring him down for a sack. So some life from the West Brunswick offense, now some life for the West Brunswick defense. They sack Prince on 3rd and 9, and that will likely bring on the South Brunswick punt team and send West Brunswick back deep to return this punt. I believe it's Collis Miller, Jay, who handles the punt return duties for the Trojans.
That's a great defensive series by West Brunswick. They got to be careful here and not screw it up.
It hit a South Brunswick man, so West Brunswick gets a huge, Jay, that could have saved them 15, 20, 25 yards of field position. It hit the back of a South Brunswick player, and instead of bouncing probably inside West Brunswick's 40-yard line, it's knocked dead at the 48 of South Brunswick.
Sam, if you tried that 100 times,
couldn't do it.
One.
Yeah, and that was it.
Yeah,
that we just saw.
So, yet another break, perhaps, for West
Jay,
Brunswick.
Well, what really impressed me on that 3rd down defense was when Prince rolled out from the pocket. A lot of times when a quarterback evades that initial rush, there's nothing but running room. Well, that time when he rolled out to the right, He's got a man down the field. Oh, it's dropped. Oh, man, Jay, there's a chance it could have been a touchdown right in the midst of Jude Surigao, and he could not bring it in. Maybe Jay tried to turn and run before he had secured the catch.
Probably. I think he was just, so surprised that there wasn't anybody around him in another color uniform, and the only thing there was the ball, and he dropped it.
Man, what a play call, too, after the big stop on defense and the ball. No, man, I can't see. I thought that ball came out at the very end, but Bias was brought down at the 41. It was a good run, Jay. Picked up 7 yards. So it's going to be 3rd and a short 3 here, under 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Sorry, Jay.
No problem. Your opinion, I would say 22 Bias has really given them a lift here this evening offensively.
He has. Good observation, good call, and I would be surprised if he doesn't get it again right here on 3rd and 3. He does, and West Brunswick's offensive line with a big surge, and Big Mike, frankly, I haven't seen that West offensive line push anybody around like that this season.
Yeah, they're doing really well. We kind of know this if you watch football at all, but when you get 2 evenly matched teams, doesn't matter about record. If you get 2 evenly matched teams, you're going to get a good game, and I think that's what we're in for tonight.
Yep, another good observation by my partner. So West just going to go to a heavy dose of Hayden Bias here in the middle of this drive. He's ruled down at the 31-yard line. But, Jay, and coming from a youth football coach, this is important. It's really hard to get kids to understand that 3-4 yards is a good football play.
Yeah.
Is it what you want on 3rd and 9? Of course not. But on 1st and 10, it's a good football play.
Move, down in distance, controlling that formula, very important.
Bias, another decent gain on 2nd and 7. He is ruled down at the 29, so he only picked up a couple that time. But still, Jay, and it's happened a few times here tonight, you get 2 on 1st down and 3 on 2nd, and you're in 3rd and 5. That's doable.
That's manageable.
It's when you get sacked or have a penalty on 1st down and you're staring at 1st and 20 or 2nd and 17. That's when you run into the major problems. That's a good run on 1st down. If he didn't get it, Jay, he's about a half yard shy.
Well,
he's ruled down at exactly the 25-yard line. West needs to get just
inside,
past.
right?
Yep,
yeah.
Just inside. Good call. But, Jay, we're going to have to wait for that 4th and 1 snap until after the break. A good quarter of high school football on the FOCUS Broadband TV Game of the Week. We're all knotted up at 7 between West Brunswick and South Brunswick. We'll be back for the start of the 2nd quarter. A big play coming up to start the 2nd quarter. West Brunswick faces a 4th and about a half yard to begin the 2nd quarter. Now Williams is going to scoot up, get under center. He gets the snap.
I think they're going to call a false start on here because when the quarterback went under center, he kind of pushed his center forward before he snapped the ball.
There you go. So good eyes from Big Mike.
What do they call it? The tush push in Philadelphia?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, only works in Philadelphia, at least so far tonight.
Even though West also wears black and green.
Mm-hmm. Hey, man.
Jaybird. Fourth and this far. And now suddenly you're staring at 4th and 5.5.
Well, yeah, you'd like to have picked it up there, but you didn't, and so you're going to have to pick it up here.
So, Jay, with the false start, there we go. They'll put 12 minutes back on the clock. So much for that first play of the second quarter. We're going to try it again. Surely that changes the dynamic of the play calling. 4th and 6. South brings a 0 blitz. Throw it up, and he makes the grab. What a catch by number 10, Joe Hamrick, down at the 5-yard line. A gain of 26 yards and a West Brunswick first down.
Tell you what, Tristan Williams just kind of
floated that one down there, didn't he?
Spinning it pretty darn good, and Hamrick with a beautiful catch. Had one before, that's 2 tonight. He's got 8 on the year, over 100 yards now in receiving, and of course, more importantly, the first quarter touchdown.
So elite receiver JoJo Hamrick. Tonight so far he has been. 1st and goal from the 5, carry up the middle, and the South defender there's 44 again. Isn't that Williams? Man,
yeah,
he's had a nice first quarter and some change here, Jay Bird.
Yeah, he's played really, really well.
For a split second there, I looked like West had quite a lane to run through, and Williams just closed that gap quickly.
Was that Fullwood on the run that time?
Yes,
I couldn't pick it up.
33. Deshaun Fullwood.
We have not heard much from Jacquel Davis, have we?
No, and Bias is in the game with Fullwood now.
I don't think we will on this play either. He's not in.
Williams keeps it and just bulls his way toward the goal line. And, Jay, he got awfully close.
He sure did.
I thought it was only a gain of maybe a half yard or so, but ends up picking up 3 yards to the 1-yard line.
Well, remember, we talked earlier, Williams is a linebacker, right? And he's now forced to pick up some quarterback duties because of the injury last week to Josiah Borton. But a big kid at 5'11", 200 pounds, and he used every one of them on that play.
So he's actually ruled down at the 2-yard line. So 3rd and goal from the 2, 10.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Williams gives it this time, and West is in. It is a touchdown. Deshaun Fullwood from 2 yards out after facing an early 7-0 deficit. The Trojans have scored on back-to-back possessions to take a 13-7 lead. 10.5 minutes left before the halftime break.
Tell you what, the big guy's up front, and the big guy Fullwood making his presence known on that touchdown run. Hamrick in for the point after.
Tristan Williams, the holder. West trying to increase their lead to 7. The kick is up, and the kick is good and fielded cleanly by the ball boy down there. So, Jay, here's the 4th down conversion on 4th and 6.
Just a nice pass, pretty good coverage on the part of South. Hamrick made a great turn to that ball.
It was Zane Simmons who was in coverage there, did a pretty good job, but Hamrick made a good play on the ball. And then 3 plays later, Deshaun Fullwood scored from the 2, and here's a look at it. Boom.
Tell you what, that's some determined running.
And that time he ran through Williams, 44.
Mike, a lot of bodies on the ground there on the offensive, defensive line.
Gotta love pancakes, boys.
Somebody's going to IHOP or Denny's or Bob Evans. There you go.
Hey, don't knock it. That's how he got his wife. You know, with those coupons from high school, you know.
Whatever it takes, right?
Convinced.
She's just in it for the money.
Squib kick fielded cleanly. West, another pretty decent job on the kickoff coverage team. It was, Jay, is that Oscar Mendoza who was? Yep, Oscar Mendoza was down there on the tackle.
If it's number 9, it's the Big O. Another one of those seniors struggled through this season. Gosh, you know how much they would like to get on the winning side of the ledger here tonight.
You know what, Jay? If the Trojans need an extra linebacker tonight, we got one up here with us. who could be helpful.
Yeah,
As he made a special guest appearance up near the booth this evening.
He is a menace.
A menace. I like it.
You do not want to see him coming at you one-on-one.
He's a menace, all right, trying to wake up for school.
Good thing his sister's around to take care of him.
Oh, man. So Jude Surgow dropped one for West Brunswick, and now Mark Bishop has dropped one for South Brunswick. So that'll be set up a 2nd and 10 with the ball at the 32-yard line.
Sam, I'm not sure, but that looked kind of like the old hook and ladder. Was going to receive it, toss it, and then the process dropped it.
So Prince dropped. Jay, I think that was the same exact route.
It was.
Oh, and now Bishop. Well, it looked initially like he was going to have a lot of running room after making those first couple guys miss, but then it was actually some West defensive linemen who were trailing the play who were able to bring him down after a gain of 5 yards. So that was 5 yards on the gain and 5 yards to go here on 3rd down.
The Trojans playing defense with spirit here this evening.
3rd and 5, ball at the 37, man in motion for the Cougars. They're going to give it to Overton up the middle. He was hit at the defensive line, but then stayed on his feet for a big gain and a 1st down. It went from the 37, that's 13 and 4 more, 17 yards on the 3rd down gain for Ethan Overton.
Yeah, and that's what I'm kind of used to seeing Overton do, particularly last year. Hasn't done that as much this year, but nevertheless, up close to 400 yards rushing and a pretty good riding tackle that time by Harrison Doherty.
So student body left. Good job of blocking out there by South Brunswick. Prince is still on his feet, and then he was upended by Tyreek Woodard over on the far sideline. So from the 46 to the 30-yard line, a gain of 16 yards and a South Brunswick 1st down.
I'll tell you, Prince, as we mentioned earlier, and as you witnessed earlier on that 69-yard touchdown run, he's got good speed.
And Jay, South Brunswick was just able to leave Sneed unblocked there, which gave them an extra blocker out on the edge. So well-designed play that time by South Brunswick.
Just as that one is.
I mean, that is incredibly easy. Jamison Prince to Jordan Davis from 30 yards out. I mean, that is a now screen or a smoke route. Just pitch, catch, and then not touched on his way to the end zone. So, Jay, if the West Brunswick defense was spirited earlier, I don't know what the adjective is for that play right there.
Unspirited on that one.
Yeah, not real spirited on that 1st and 10 play from the 30-yard line. That is entirely too easy. Extra point attempt is up. Extra point attempt is good. I mean, Jay, it doesn't get a whole lot easier than that right there.
Well, he's not even touched by a defender, which is kind of almost impossible to believe, right? But believe it you must, because it's just happened in a 14-14 game.
That's almost, like you said, Jay, it's almost hard to believe.
Well, we were kind of half joking, half not, saying maybe this was going to be a shootout tonight.
Here we are.
Yeah, here we are. Yeah.
9 minutes left in the first half, and it's 14-14. We've had 5 offensive possessions, and 4 of those have ended in touchdowns.
Got a chance to run this one back. Oh, no, you don't.
Well,
you do.
It took a fortuitous West Brunswick bounce, and that's Ja Davis. Really good return across the West 30, ruled out of bounds at the West 35-yard line. So West Brunswick with some more pretty good starting field position, and the Trojan offense will come back onto the field having scored touchdowns on their last 2 possessions.
Yeah, nice return that time by Davis, and He does not have a, in fact, I'm not sure, I don't think West Brunswick has a kickoff return for a score this year. Maybe they do, but one tonight would be a nice bow to put on that senior cake.
Another good run on 1st and 10 from West Brunswick. That is a gain of 5 yards on 1st down to set up a 2nd and 5 from the Trojan 40-yard line. And we've got a Cougar who's a little slow to get up. Is that Brock? 28?
Yeah, Gregor
Sorry,
Brock,
Jaber,
the
yep.
sophomore linebacker.
Whose father, Larry, is an assistant coach on the South Brunswick staff. And Coach Larry Brock was a standout lineman at Appalachian State in his day.
I'll tell you what, between Brock and Sotrafer, two 10th graders, key defensive players.
Pass is incomplete. Brings up a 3rd down for the Trojans. We want to mention
Well, no connection that time, Sam Hickman.
Nope, the Williams pass intended for Collis Miller. Collis Miller was on an in-breaking route, and the throw was well behind him. I think maybe Williams wanted him to sit down in a hole there, but either way, it was a miscommunication of some sorts or an errant throw. Hard to say, but it'll set up 3rd and 5. Ball is at the West Brunswick 40-yard line.
Collis Miller, sneaky. He's got some quicks if you can get the ball to him.
He's hard to bring down, Jay Bird. He was hit at the line of scrimmage right there, and, I mean, he's just bouncing off guys.
Sam, I can't remember, not want to put you on the spot, but didn't you tell me when Hayden was
middle
a freshman?
school.
Middle school, that's what it was.
He was the tailback.
Beast.
He was the tailback at Shallotte Middle as an 8th grader, and Jay, I bet you in a 6 to 7 game season, he had 12 to 13 touchdowns.
There you go.
I mean, he was. Speaking of being a menace, he was a stud middle school football player. Jay, I don't think even the best running back could have made anything happen on that play. There were 2 South Brunswick defenders in his lap about the time he got the handoff, Quinn Williams being one of them, and he's got about 6, 7, 8 tackles already in this game.
He is he's a dude, as you young people say.
So what West Brunswick has been able to do tonight that they have not been able to do all year, they've made a couple explosive plays in the vertical passing game.
Yeah.
And it has been a welcome sight for the Trojans.
And not to put the whammy on them here, but other than that one offsides call and the fact that they haven't turned over the ball has made things a little bit better for the Trojan offensive unit. Getting back over it quick now, Sam.
So really the first time tonight, Jay, that West is being kind of off schedule or behind the chains. They're facing a 3rd and 8 now from their own 47-yard line. Got a man in motion. Man down the field. It's called. That's Hamrick again, isn't it? Yes, number 10, JoJo Hamrick. So, Jay, this Tristan Williams to JoJo Hamrick connection has been absolutely money. And let me tell you, that was a pretty tight window to throw in. There was a safety rolling over, a defender trailing Hamrick. But let's see, Jay, 3 yards and then 24 more. So 27-yard gain on the pitch and catch from Tristan Williams to JoJo Hamrick. And Hamrick approaching 100 yards receiving here in midway through the 2nd quarter.
Well, remember, Tristan Williams came into this game with only 200 yards passing. He's probably got half of that now. Uh-oh, that was close.
Tried to get the out route over to Noah Borton, and the pass falls to the turf incomplete. Brantley Baker was one of the South defenders over there in coverage, along with Seth Pierce, who had kind of come over from his outside linebacker position.
Baker, a dangerous guy to throw the ball around. The senior for South Brunswick has 2 interceptions on the season to go with 24 total tackles. Oh, not this time.
Number 22, Hayden Bias, the ball carrier.
Oh, Jay, I think we're going to get a personal foul against, or unsportsmanlike against South Brunswick. Well after the play, the Trojans are celebrating as if they're certain it is against the Cougars.
Well, that's a tough break for Rocky Lewis's Cougs, because I think it was Bennett Ballantyne in on the initial stop, and he wrapped up the ball carrier for a loss.
Yeah, and the penalty was way away. It was in where the secondary, in the secondary area. So, Jay, I think that'll be a dead ball penalty. So the ball's marked at the 26, and then I believe they'll go 15 yards from there. So it is a dead ball personal foul against South Brunswick.
Personal foul against South Brunswick.
And half the distance to the goal. Sorry, partner. Yep, from the 26, they'll go half the distance to the goal. So first down, enough for the first down yardage for West Brunswick, and it will be 1st and 10 for the Trojans at the 13-yard line of the Cougars.
Well, Sam, we just got finished crediting West Brunswick for playing pretty much error-free football here, and you can see how damaging one penalty can be. They had that play stop for a loss, and West ends up moving the chains with the first down.
Well, Jay, and we saw that earlier. South Brunswick had made a stop, and South Brunswick got hit with a roughing the punter or roughing the kicker penalty. What a run by John Davis. He's all the way inside the 5, rolled down at the 4, so a gain of 9 yards will set up a 2nd and 1.
That was John Davis that time. He's been kind of limited in terms of carries here this evening, particularly because 22, Hayden Bias, has been doing such a great job. But flashed his ability there going up the middle.
And Jay,
5'9", $165. He gives a pretty good hit for a guy that small.
so here's the Thunder to Davis's Lightning. Bias is oh man, Jay, he's as close to the goal line without being in as you could possibly be. I mean, the referee's foot has got to be about 2 inches from the goal line. I mean, you can see it from here, Jay. It is as close to the goal line as it could be without not being in. And, man, Jay, so South Brunswick was literally a moment away after stopping Bias in the backfield on that one running play. It would have been 3rd and 12 from about the 27-yard line. Instead, went to 1st and 10 at the 13. 2 plays later, West Brunswick 1st and goal from about the inch line.
About the inch line, yeah. Big Mike, what do you call in a situation like this? You got 4 shots to move it, 8 inches, 10 inches?
I go with the tush push 4 plays in a row. That's what I would do.
There you go. Spoken as a true offensive lineman.
So, Big Mike, for whatever it's worth, I always tell Dad, 1st and goal from the 1, what's the plan? 4 quarterback sneaks, and if you can't score, you deserve to lose. His exact words.
Essentially, that's what Mike Tomlin said a couple of years ago when they couldn't didn't convert 4 fourth downs that were 1 yard or less. And essentially, he's like, if we can't get 1 yard, what are we doing here?
Yep, that's right. That's right.
By the way, belated happy birthday to Coach Yogi Hickman. How about that?
I have a report on Coach Hickman's birthday. Said he had the best pound cake he's ever had in his life for his his 69th birthday.
Blue ribbon pound cake. There you go.
So Hayden Bias did some heavy lifting to get it down to the goal line, and he is rewarded by punching it in from the half-yard line. Hayden Bias, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season, has given the Trojans a 20-14 lead with 4:43 left in the first half.
Now Bias is having perhaps the game of his senior season anyway, given this much opportunity, taking every advantage.
JoJo Hamrick's kick is up. JoJo Hamrick's kick is good. Jay, how about having Knight JoJo Hamrick, a receiving touchdown, 2 other really long catches, and 3 for 3 kicking extra points?
Doing a pretty darn good job for sure. 21 first half points for West Brunswick, a team that only averages 10 a game, Sam. They've doubled it.
And probably should have started another possession, 1st and 10 inside South Brunswick's 20, had it not been for a inadvertent whistle.
That's a very, very good point. Very good point. But they've kind of, recovered from that, shook it off, they dealt with the subsequent touchdown as a result of it, and just stormed right back.
Oh, he's got some running room. Good job at tackling. Who got down there? Jay, let me get a number there. Is that Brown? Is that Nicholas Brown? I can't see those new numbers. 30.
30 is Nick Brown.
Yep,
yeah, senior. Stephen Callahan on the return. Yeah, for a second there was seemingly a lot of room for Callahan to navigate, but closed quickly, led by the tackle by Nick Brown.
1st and 10, it's Overton on the give, and he is dropped after a 4-yard gain on 1st and 10, so that will set up a 2nd and 6. Ball at the 36-yard line of the Cougars, and 4 minutes and 18 seconds left here in the first half. Jay, is this a season high point total for West?
I will have to look that one up.
Oh, he's got a man wide open. Bishop makes the grab inside the 20-yard line. He was driven out of bounds at the 16.
When you give
14 and another 30 is 44, 48 yards on the throw from Jamison Prince to Mark Bishop.
All in the air, too.
Oh,
Sam,
yeah. Yep.
Prince really spun it good that time.
So, Jay, this is the second time this year West has scored 20 or more. They scored 20 in the season opener against Carolina Forest. And so, yes, 21 points that they have here tonight is a season high.
They're going to have to forget about that for the time being and try to stop South Brunswick, who's just marched down the field, principally on that nearly 50-yard pass through the air. One of my favorites is it's location, not rotation, but Prince had it both that time.
One had both, yep. Oh, a muff snap, and I think the Trojans recovered it.
Oh, my word.
Oh, man, South Brunswick continues to shoot itself in the foot, and Jay, there he is. He's got a nose for the football, Collis Miller.
Yep.
And I know that was kind of a, right place, right time, but he just always seems to be around the football in the right place at the right time. And, Jay, I could not – Big Mike, did you see, was that an errant snap or did Prince just miss it?
It looked like it was going to be a read option. It looked like Prince took his eye off the ball to start reading the defense. Probably he's done it 1,000 times perfectly, but that time took the eye off the ball, hit his hand, bounced right into the defenders.
Mike, so right when I asked you that question, there was a replay, and you literally, without seeing it, called it perfectly. I mean, that is exactly what happened.
Hey, it's taken 10 weeks, but, that's why I'm the best in the business.
I wonder if
man, that was like – it was like you were watching it.
Oh, no.
And then West turns it right back over. Zane Simmons, pass intended for Noah Borton, and it was picked off. So, a lot going on here in the last 20 seconds of game action. Back-to-back plays have resulted in turnovers, and here comes the Trojan offense back on the field.
Boy, the Trojans had somebody coming out of the backfield.
Wide.
I'm not sure
wide
if
open.
it was Davis or I don't know who. So I think Tristan made the wrong throw.
It was Herring.
Oh, was it?
Yep. he came from motion from the top of the formation on like the speed sweep, and then
he was all by his lonesome, so he could have done some damage, but South decided to do their own damage, and they get the ball right back. See if Prince just goes for 6.
West Brunswick, after catching a real lucky break on the fumble by Prince. There's Overton. What a good play. Good play. I'm working on getting your number. It's a linebacker. He's coming off the field now. 35? Nope, 31. 31.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Coley
Jay
Caden.
Bird. Yep.
Coley Caden.
Yep.
You know, on that fumble by Prince, it almost looked to me that part of the problem, I think that ball, he may have hit Overton
Yep.
when he was, taking his eye off where it should be. But either way, Cougs got it back.
Oh, man, that was a gaping hole there and a good tackle. Really good tackle, bringing Prince down at the 25-yard line. It will leave South Brunswick with a 3rd and 5. 2 minutes and 47 seconds left before halftime. West Brunswick 21, South Brunswick 14. South facing a 3rd and 5 from the West Brunswick 25-yard line.
Clearly 2 down,
And
4 down
then,
territory.
and then West just gifts them a first down.
Well, again, we complimented them just a few plays ago on their much better discipline here this evening, particularly on these kinds of penalties like offsides or not lining up right. But that one hurts. That gives South a first down. So on this possession, Sam, you get the INT to start it. That's a mistake. You get another penalty to give them a first. That's a mistake.
Oh, big hit.
That's not a mistake. Who is that?
Fullwood.
Yeah.
Fullwood. Loss of 1.
Yeah, Deshaun, he's done a little bit of a lot for West this year. 183 yards rushing, 27 total tackles, 3 for a loss. Needed that one there.
Missed the initial tackle, but then did a good job of bringing down number 18, Aiden Tubman. He's ruled down at the, about 17-yard line? So who's calling this timeout? The Trojans are going to call this timeout. It's South Brunswick facing a 3rd and 7. Ball is at the 17-yard line, 1:31 left before halftime. So North Brunswick leading Ashley tonight in the regular season finale 27-0. So Scorpions trying to finish the season strong. North Brunswick coming off that lopsided loss at the hands of Laney last week. Laney beat North 40-0.
Yeah, guess what? Laney's pretty good.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
They are sitting at 5-1 in the conference, 7-2 overall, and they are at Topsail tonight, which they're probably a pretty good favorite. So they'll likely finish their year at 8-2 overall, and clearly they'll be playing football somewhere next week as the first round of the tournament begins.
No doubt about it. Hoggard was leading New Hanover 23-0 last we checked. We'll try to get another update for you. But first things first, got a 3rd and 7 play here for South. Prince drops back. Lyndon Clemens chasing him down. Now he's just going to fire it to the end zone. And it is a touchdown. Jordan Davis in the very back of the end zone. Jamison Prince somehow avoided the grasp of West Brunswick defensive lineman Lyndon Clemens. Just kind of got off a desperation heave toward the back of the end zone, over the head of a Trojan defensive back, and into the hands of Jordan Davis for a touchdown.
Just like Coach Lewis drew it up, I'm sure. Now that one, maybe we'll see that on replay. If we do, we'll check it. That didn't look like the rotation that we usually see. Oh, very close to blocking that extra point.
Extra point is up and good, and once again, we're all knotted up at 21.
A lot of pressure, and Prince did a great job of getting away from Clemens and tosses it up. And I don't know, that's just a great effort and catch by the receiver, number 2, Jordan Davis. That's 33 catches he had coming into the game tonight, Sam. He's had a couple here already. That's touchdown number 7 receiving on the season for the 6'4" senior, and he needed that 6'4" size that time to go up and get that ball. So the shootout in Shalot continues. 21 all with, 1:18 to go here in the opening half. The second touchdown pass of the night for Prince to go with a 69-yard TD run.
Yep, and second receiving touchdown of the night for Davis.
So good night for the seniors.
Lonnie's Donuts are in the house tonight. We'll get you some donuts.
Officials are convening down around the West Brunswick 15. And looks like, is the referee coming over to talk to Coach Hamby? What do you think, Sam?
Sunset Slush is in the house tonight.
Mike, are they talking about where they're going to go to dinner after the game?
I can't hear what they're talking about, but they're definitely talking. I see some finger pointing and some jawing a little bit.
Yeah, and I see
Oh, no,
Coach,
that's a strong finger point.
yeah, and a lot of head shaking the horizontal way.
Looks like a little confusion. Another very strong. Now he's getting more animated. It's probably not going to be good for West, is my assumption.
And likely not a dinner reservation either.
You mean to tell me Waffle House is not 24 hours anymore? Coach, I'm sorry. They close at 10 now. We're not going to have time.
Well, what happened?
No, it's definitely 24 hours.
All right, guys, this just in from your excellent sideline reporter. Apparently the West coach is saying he did not call a timeout earlier, and so that's why he's frustrated.
Oh, okay. Hey, great job, Michael. And what?
I mean, they already called one mulligan today. Why not call another?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, good.
So I
line.
guess that officially leaves West with 1 and South with 2, apparently. Either way, West will get the ball back with 1:18 or a little less left in the first half, and we're all knotted up at 21. Remember, South Brunswick will get the ball after halftime, Jay Bird. West received the game's opening kickoff, so South Brunswick will get the ball after the halftime break.
Guys, they did add a timeout onto the scoreboard for West.
Good.
Wow, that couldn't have worked out any better for West had they tried. 31.
That's
Caden Coley, yep. Jay, they've got his name backwards on Max Preps. It's definitely Caden Coley.
Yeah.
And Jay, if you're thinking about getting aggressive and trying to add points here before the break, now you're definitely going to try to score with the ball right at near midfield.
Well, and don't forget, they don't necessarily have to get all the way to the end zone. Hamrick's a pretty good kicker, and that won't matter.
Second pick of the night. And now it's South Brunswick who's going to have a chance to add to their point totals. Jay, that's interceptions on back-to-back pass attempts from senior quarterback Tristan Williams. And this time for South Brunswick, it was 3, Grady Sautrifer, who made the interception. And, Jay, that was about as easy an interception as you're going to get. Just read his eyes, made a play on the football, and Sautrifer was wide open.
Yeah, I don't know how big he is, and the way he plays, maybe it doesn't matter, but really curious watching this kid the next couple of years. Wow, there was, 2 white shirts, 1 black shirt. You know, count the hats, as your brother used to say, and advantage South Brunswick on that one.
So 1:01 left before halftime.
Oh. Wide open, Mark Bishop.
Number 12, Mark Bishop with the catch.
And just that quick, that easy. Remember, folks, this kid Prince,
First down for the Cougars.
1,716 yards throwing coming into the game tonight. Going to add to it here. Maybe
Just
not.
a little zig when he should have zagged on that one. The pass attempt toward Jordan Davis was the closest receiver to it, but it falls incomplete. Some pretty good coverage over there at the top of your screen by Nick Brown.
You know, they've got, you know, with Davis at 6'4", 175, Bishop at 6'2", 190. They got some sizey receivers. And it's the little one that catches it.
He's inbounds.
That's a good move by West to keep him in.
Oh, maybe not.
Nope, got out.
Maybe not.
Would have helped the Trojans if they could have kept him in bounds, but
South just called
South
timeout.
did.
He stayed in bounds. He was right in front of me.
Okay, there we go. So South called a timeout to stop the clock with 29 and a half seconds left in the first half.
We're looking in the West huddle, Sam, and you know, back to how many points did West have during the year? And we were talking about, have they ever had a halftime lead or a halftime where they haven't trailed? So they are
I don't believe so, partner.
29 and a half seconds away from at least beating one of those.
So that was 5 yards on the pickup from Jamison Prince to Ethan Overton. That was on a 2nd and 10 play. So South Brunswick facing a 3rd and 5. Ball is at the 17-yard line of West Brunswick, and we got some more confusion from the officiating crew.
And once again, Sam, South Brunswick has a capable place kicker in Colin Peaty. He's a sophomore. 3 for 3 tonight, PATs, and unless it's off in the statistics that they provide, he's only had 1 field goal attempt this year that he has made. But he sure looks pretty true on all of his point afters, 18 for 21 before tonight. And they still have a timeout, so they still have a bit of control here over this last 29 and a half seconds.
So here we go, Jay. We got it all squared away now. It's 3rd and 5. Ball is at the West 17-yard line. We're all tied up, 21 apiece. Prince fires it over to the left side. It was a double pass. Davis is wide open.
Well, the gadget at the right time.
Boy, Jay, I don't know that the first pass from Prince was a lateral, was it?
Well, hopefully we'll get to see it. That would be, if it stands, Davis's 3rd touchdown catch.
Apparently it was, because there's no flags on the field, no laundry. The touchdown will stand, 27-21, and the 3rd receiving touchdown of the night for number 2, Jordan Davis. Extra point is up. Extra point is good. And it's 28-21 South Brunswick lead. Here we go, Jay.
Who threw the touchdown pass? Bishop?
Is there a way to get a replay twice?
I think it was 12. It would make sense.
So, Jay, the ball is released. No. Oh,
It is Bishop with the throw. The
yeah,
question
Bishop
is,
with the throw. Can we get back to where Prince released it
where's the
from?
ball
So he released it
from the
from
13,
the
or-
20, let's see, the 22-yard line,
Yep.
and the pass is caught.
And about the 22. It's very
It's
close.
close.
Sam.
Yeah, but it was very, very close.
That's a pretty good call on your part, though, pal. So close, and a great call. Would you not agree? By the
It was a great play call.
South staff.
And because they've had so much success with that little screen over to Jordan Davis.
Yeah, I don't know if Bishop has any quarterback work in his resume, but certainly looked good on that throw.
So, Jay, probably a good time to point out that West Brunswick had a 21-14 lead and had just recovered a Jamison Prince fumble with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first half. Through an interception on the next play, South Brunswick scored. West Brunswick gets great field position to midfield to start the next drive, throws a pick on the very next play. South scores again, so West went from up 7 to down by 7 quite quickly. And I believe that's going to do it unless West gets on the line incredibly quickly and snaps the ball. And they did. They did get a snap off. And now Williams is going to have to just tuck it and run with it. He picks up 3 yards and a first down, but it's the final play of the first half. So going into the halftime break, South Brunswick leads West Brunswick 28-21 on the FOCUS Broadband TV Game of the Week. And we're back for the start of the third quarter from M.H. Rourke Stadium on the campus of West Brunswick High School. It's the South Brunswick Cougars leading West Brunswick 28-21 as we get ready to start the third. Jay, if nothing else, there sure was a lot of action in that first half, partner.
Well, and a whole bunch of action in the last, 2.5, 3 minutes of the second quarter.
Callahan, about the second time tonight, he's struggled to get a handle on that kickoff, and I can't help but wonder if it has something to do with what Mike referenced earlier, a little damp, not from any rain, but it was probably, Jay, I don't know, 15, 17 degrees cooler right now than it was when we kicked off. So maybe that's playing a role. Either way, West Brunswick with some solid kickoff coverage to begin the second half. So Jamison Prince and company will have the ball at their own 18-yard line to begin this possession.
Well, the Trojans need some solid defense on this possession to get that ball back and try to tie this game up.
Prince under heavy pressure and is sacked. I think he only lost a yard. No, maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, but it will officially go down as a sack. And we got a Cougar down, a Trojan down, and he's up. Okay, good. It was Tristan Williams laying there, but him and Prince just got a little tangled up there on the ground. So good to see those two seniors up and healthy. So officially no gain on that play. South got 5 receivers, 3 to the top, 2 to the bottom.
Flag on the field. Going to be against the Trojans.
So we played, 43 seconds here in the third quarter, and add that to the last, 2.5. So the last 3 minutes, mistakes have plagued the Trojans. Interceptions, penalties.
So it was Sneed who got to Prince and disrupted that 2nd and 5 play, forced an incomplete pass. So South now in a 3rd and 5 situation. Ball's at the 23. South needs the 28-yard line for a first down.
You know, Josiah Sneed, just a 10th grader, and pretty good size already, 6'2", 235. But a kid to keep your eye on in the future seasons here at West.
Oh, man, intended receiver was Aiden Tubman, and then, Jay, it went over his head and a couple defensive backs' hands and nearly into the hands of an open receiver who I don't believe was the intended receiver. So even with the offside penalty, the West Brunswick defense forces a 3-and-out. So with 10:56 left in the third quarter, South has to bring its punt team on, and man, you do not want to jump offside or run into the kicker here.
But you do want to catch this ball if you can. And
the short kick takes a South Brunswick bounce and will roll inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. So, Jay, it was 27 and another 11, a 38-yard punt, no return. And the Trojans, Jay, with about as good a start to the second half as you could have scripted. You stop them on 3 plays, get the ball back with pretty good starting field position and a chance to go down and tie the football game.
Yeah, pretty smart play that time by Collis Miller, not electing to try to field that punt. And as you mentioned, Sam, they start out with good field possession, their first drive here in the third quarter.
There's Davis, Jay. He's got a little seam around the left side, still on his feet. Wrestled out of bounds at the 42-yard line. 11 and 8 more, a 19-yard gain from number 2, Jaquil Davis. And Jay, it was going to take a really, really big night, but coming in, I thought maybe there's a chance he goes for about 157 and gets to 1,000 yards rushing on the season. But he's probably got 50-ish tonight, so he's going to get over 900 this season at least.
And he really hasn't run the ball as often as he normally does, principally because the guy that ran the ball then, Bias, has had such a good game.
And, Jay, the way Bias has run the ball tonight, it's kind of left me a little bit surprised as to why he didn't carry it more during the season. I'm certain the coaches had their reasons, and one of those is because Davis has been so effective, right?
Makes sense, yeah.
Speaking of Davis, picks up 2 yards on the second down carry, and that will set up West Brunswick with a 3rd and 3. Ball is at South Brunswick's 35-yard line. And, Jay, with the way the last 2 pass attempts of the first half went for West Brunswick, I'm not surprised to see them keep it on the ground here early in the 3rd. That's a first down and then some. Deshaun Fullwood with a nice 5-yard gain around the left side. And, Jay, we've seen at least 4 different Trojans carry the ball tonight. Fullwood, Bias, Davis, and, of course, Tristan Williams on a couple of keepers. So West has spread the wealth in the running game.
Yeah, nice little mix of runners here this evening. As you've mentioned several times, Bias has given them a big lift. But when Fullwood comes in the run, he's effective as well.
There's Bias. That's 5, 7, 8, 9 yards maybe. Actually ruled down at the 22-yard line, so he picks up 8 yards. And I want to bring in Dr. Mike real quick. I know we still see some cases of it, like Derrick Henry with the Titans, for example, and a couple of guys in college here and there. But, Mike, it seems like in football, generally speaking, the days of like the bell cow, 25, 30 carries a night, it's not quite as prevalent as it once was. Touchdown, Deshaun Fullwood. So right on cue, one of West Brunswick's lesser used running backs scores from 25 yards out, and West Brunswick an extra point away from tying the game. But Dr. Mike, sorry about that. I'll bring you in now. Are you kind of sensing that trend in the high school level?
I think you are, just because it's kind of the evolution of the game, right? Similar to like baseball in the middle reliever. Like you recognize that it makes sense to spread the wealth, to keep guys fresh, keeps the defense on their toes, particularly if you have 2 runners that are different. That gives you versatility in play calling and all that sort of stuff. So absolutely, I think we're seeing it trickle down to the high school level.
Well said, partner. So with 8:34 left in the 3rd, Deshaun Fullwood's rushing touchdown. And, Jay, this is a nice run here. That's north to south, 1 cut, and he is out of there.
Yeah, no messing around, right? And hit the hole quick and showed some speed and certainly showed some strength, able to carry that run into the end zone. The second TD of the game for Fullwood.
Boy, saw that a lot his sophomore year, Jay, on the JV team. He must surely finish with double-digit rushing touchdowns his sophomore year. I mean, he had over 1,000 yards and, again, double-digit rushing touchdowns on that JV team. He's had carved out a nice career for himself at West Brunswick.
Well, and he's doing a good job both sides of the ball this year. 27 total tackles, 3 tackles for a loss. He's over 200 yards rushing, 6.3 per carry, and now 3 TDs carrying the ball this year.
That kick drives Callahan back, and he's looking for some running room. Has very little. Noah Borton with a good tackle down there. And, Jay, I believe South Brunswick might get backed up a little more. It was in the area of like a hold or a block in the back, but we'll have to wait on the call from the White Hat to see. It was way away from where the return man was brought down.
I'll recap the first half. Jordan Davis, 3 touchdown catches. Jamison Prince, 2 touchdown throws, 1 TD run, and of course the trick play from Bishop to Davis on the 20-yard pass, and that was 28 points in the first half. And West storms back in their first possession of the 3rd quarter to tie this game at 28. So you're right, Sam. Ball's going back to, what, the 15?
It was a block in the
10?
back, so they'll march off half the distance to the goal. So South Brunswick's 2 possessions in the third quarter. One started at the 18, one started at the 10. So not great starting field position for the Cougars, and South just going to go student body left on 1st and 10. A good game by Prince on first down. He's wrestled down at the 17-yard line. A gain of 7 yards will set up a 2nd and 3 for the Cougars of South Brunswick.
And there was a bunch of black shirts around Prince that time, and I know Fullwood was one of them, so Deshaun having a pretty good game in senior.
A lot of kids playing both ways tonight. Hamrick, Deshaun Fullwood. Oh, Prince kept it around the left side. He's still on his feet, just following his blocker, chased down from behind by Collis Miller, but he picked up 13 yards and a South Brunswick first down. That'll move the chains. 7:44 left in the third. We're all knotted up at 28 apiece.
Yeah, great play by Prince that time. Boy, he kept that ball in the ball carrier's belly a long time before he pulled it away and pulled it out and picked up the first down. Good play by Prince. Leading rusher, leading passer, leading total offense in the league.
Prince rolls out, looking for a man, still on his feet, brought down for a minimal gain. And Jay, it wasn't a sack, so it's not a coverage sack, but some good coverage down the field there by the West Brunswick defenders. Hold Prince to just a gain of 2 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 8 from the 32-yard line of South Brunswick.
Yeah, kept him contained, forced him up into the pocket, and then Harrison Doherty did a nice job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
Prince lofts it down the sideline. Oh, man, he had an open Mark Bishop. Along the visitor sideline, but could not connect. So incomplete pass forces South Brunswick into a 3rd and 8. Ball is at South Brunswick's 32-yard line.
Trojans fortunate that time, Sam. That's an error on the part of Prince. He will not
miss those often, does he?
Yeah, he's too good a thrower.
Oh, Prince got hit right in the teeth when he let that ball go. It was Sneed again who got pressure on the quarterback. And yeah, I tell you, South has had a tough time this half on 2 or 3 different snaps of protecting Prince. And Sneed been the primary pass rusher for West.
So help me out. The last 2 touchdowns of the second quarter scored by South Brunswick were, what's the furthest they had to go? 30 yards?
Yeah. Yep.
So, field position means a lot. And when you keep them and turn the ball over like this, you got a chance. Careful, go. Oh, man. That's some hitting.
Yep. Jay, that's just, not to overstate this, but it's a good football play by Collis Miller. You can safely catch it on one hop, and at least, from where you catch it, pick up, 6 yards, 5 yards? But if you just run out of the way, that ball could roll. It's the difference in starting this drive at your own 36 and maybe your own 25.
Yeah, and as we've talked over the years, Sam, that's a funny-shaped ball, and it takes funny bounces. You never really know. But that's a good play by Collis Miller. And
every yard matters, as we've seen so many times. Jay, that's Davis, just lowers his head. And I don't know how he does it as his size, but I know I'm kind of stealing this idea from you, but he's a physical runner who's not real big.
And, that time, I love the fact that he was in a hurry, but not that big of a hurry, right? He was looking for the crease, whatever he could take advantage of.
Man, West at the moment, I know it could change on a dime, but at the moment, West is just dominating in the run game, and Dr. Mike, you got to think the West offensive linemen are loving these last couple possessions.
Yeah, they're executing nearly flawlessly in terms of finding their blocks. The running backs are making them look really good, running it hard. So, yeah, and stick with what's working.
And Dr. Mike, now they're going tempo. So they're picking up 4, 5, 6 yards on first down and then getting right back on the ball. And I think it's been the same play about 4 or 5 times in a row. They're just going Davis to Bias, Davis to Bias, Davis to Bias.
And that's really just going to grind down the defensive linemen.
I think that was Bias then, just refusing to go down.
He got to the 41. West needs the 40 for a first down, so it will be 3rd and 1. Of course, conventional wisdom would you'd think the way West has run the football in the second half that, you're thinking 2 plays to get 1 yard. Hopefully, or for the West Brunswick faithful, you'd only need one of those. Oh, he cuts outside and bounces it. It ends up working out well for West Brunswick, but it was a hairy situation there for a minute, Jay, when he bounced it back and was behind the line to gain, but he ended up picking up about 12 yards rather, and a West Brunswick first down. The Trojans have a 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line of the Cougars.
Oh, what was hairy, Sam, was that Dr. Mike was going to have to make the tackle, right?
Oh, man. Good eyes, partner. And there's Bias. He was met in the hole by, that was number 20, Terrapin Chenaman, the outside linebacker, on the tackle. But Bias picked up 5 yards before he was brought down. So it's 2nd and 5, and West Brunswick stays on schedule.
South finally able to get a couple of those big guys off the field, give them a blow.
And then West tries the perimeter. And it's coming back. What
a shame. That's about a flawless, 5, 6, 7 plays in a row. And unless this goes against South, and I don't think it will, it's going to come back. Sam, can you change your, I don't know what the right word is, culture in a halftime locker room speech? Because the Trojans got in trouble throwing the ball there toward the end of the second quarter, and they have come back out here in the third period and just dominated at the running game.
And so, Jay, this will tell a lot here. West Brunswick, the penalty backs them up behind the chain, so it's 2nd and 15. Let's see if the Trojans keep it on the ground or try to get a chunk back through the air. They're going to keep it on the ground with Bias. He makes a good run. He's brought down at the 26-yard line, so he picks up 8 of it back and gets West into a much more manageable, let's see, 5, 6, 7. 3rd and 7 here, ball at the 26-yard line of the Cougars.
Tell you what, absent Gregor Brock just refusing to let go of him, he could have easily picked up the first down. That's a fine play by the sophomore Brock. Forward.
Oh, man, that was a Grady Sotrifer.
Yep. Tripped
him up, and it may have been a touchdown saving tackle because there was nobody else back there with Fullwood. So give him 3 yards on the give to the 23-yard line, and West faces a 4th. It's about 3.5, Jay. The nose of the football's at the 23, and West needs to get just inside the 20 for a first down.
Hamrick is checking in for Fullwood, which would make you think maybe they're going to throw it. But, gosh, the way they're running the ball, keep it, well, that's what they're doing. And he got it. Hamrick.
Is he still on his feet?
Hamrick.
What a run! Number 10, Joe Hamrick. What a catch! What a run after the catch! And the Trojans have taken a 34-28 lead. Jay, he just refused to go down.
He absolutely refused. I think nearly everybody on the South Brunswick defense had a piece of him at one time or another. How long was that pass and run, Sam?
The snap was from the 23-yard line.
Wow, determined run.
Blocked.
Kick is blocked,
Offsides,
and that could be,
Jay.
well, got a
It's
flag.
offside,
Yeah,
yep.
you got a flag.
Yep. So, Jay, I just want to point this out. My junior year, I was the place kicker, and also, my senior year, I was the place kicker and the wide receiver. I did neither as well as JoJo Hamrick. And the receiver part, he does way better.
Well,
way better.
That's probably an astute and correct observation on your part, but
He has
your
more
humbleness.
He has more catches tonight than I had my career.
And coming into the game this evening for the season, 6 catches. Something changed.
So, Jay, with the offside penalty and the ball moving up to the 1.5, West is going to go for 2 here,
Wow.
up 6. And I don't believe the Trojans got set. Oh, it's going to get declined. Let's see what the call is. Offside against South Brunswick. So South comes up with the stop they needed, but a player was lined up offside. So now, Jay, it's going to go from the 1.5 to about the 3/4 line, whatever, just inside the 1, and West is going to get another crack at this 2-point try.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, I don't know how gutsy a call this is, because if you can't get that short of distance, you think, wow, but I don't think they got it.
Oh, no, second effort. He got in,
there
Jay.
You go.
He was stuffed. He was absolutely stuffed on the initial surge, but as South was trying to drive him back, he spun out of it and got in. An incredible individual effort by Tristan Williams.
Gosh, let's look at this one again. It's just a quick toss out to Hamrick. 1, 2, 3, 4.
At least 4 broken tackles. Man, just a sensational individual effort by JoJo Hamrick.
Hamrick is listed, Sam, 6 foot, $160, but he sure played a lot bigger on that catch and run.
He might be 160 when it's pouring rain.
Yeah. Mike, a determined run by Hamrick that time.
Yeah, I would give it the personal effort on that final play to get the touchdown definitely goes to him, but that was a team touchdown. That drive, the running, the blocking, all of that wore the defense down. And so when you see guys start to arm tackle versus committing to the wrap and take to the ground, that's a credit to wearing him down.
Very well said, Mike, and it has been all Trojans in the third quarter, and now West has an 8-point lead with 2:45 left in the third. And more really good kick. I tell you what West has done an excellent job of tonight is cover kicks.
Cover kicks.
They have done. Oh, boy, Jay, there's some extracurriculars going on out there.
Okay,
No.
not surprised.
Rivalry game, emotions are high. West is trying to win its first game. South is trying to end the season on a high note. And also remember, folks, they're 15, 16, and 17 years old.
Yeah.
So things do happen.
Well, no flags, and that's good.
And, Jay, I can appreciate that from the officiating crew.
Yep.
Why bother throwing it if it's going to be offsetting? Because both
you
guys
go.
were getting into it.
There you go. I like that. It was exactly my line of thinking there, Dr. Mike. Oh, pass is off the hands of the intended receiver, Davis. And, Jay, don't you just kind of get the sense that West is playing with a little different energy, a little different effort than you saw late in the first?
They got a hop in their step. There's no question about that. And you know, not every time, but a lot of times here this evening, they've been able to put pressure on Prince and have forced him to throw the ball maybe just a little bit sooner than he wanted to, or try to throw the ball with somebody in his face. It's not easy to do. He can do it.
And then, Jay, on that occasion, Prince had a nice clean pocket. And, Jay, you don't know if those previous pressures, maybe make him get rid of it a little sooner than he wanted to, or hold on to it a little longer than he wanted to, or whatever the case may be. And Jay, really principally the damage that South Brunswick has done in the passing game, a few of those has been straight up busted coverages, and the coverage has been a little cleaner in the second half. So 3rd and 10. Prince with a nice clean pocket, fires it to Tubman, got enough for the first down and more across the 40 to the 42, a gain of 18 yards for number 18, Aiden Tubman, and Jay, South Brunswick needed that badly. As Mike said, their defense has been on the field pretty much the entire second half. They're looking at a 3rd and 10, and then if you don't get it, a punt, and your D is right back out there with West controlling the run game. That felt like a very important first down.
And that's what he can do, Sam.
Guys, something interesting I'm seeing. I want to say 90 or over 90% of South's pass plays have been a left read, then center. I don't think they've looked to the right side of the field really at all tonight.
Good call, Dr. Mike.
Which for a right-handed quarterback, you'd think he would naturally be looking right. But you're right, Michael.
Good coverage over there on the far. Mike, right on cue. he gets the snap and fires it incomplete over to the left. And Collis Miller not only had great coverage, but he also went and got the ball off the track. What a guy.
Polite.
What a guy.
Polite. Good sportsmanship on the part of Collis Miller. He'll be back next year. He's just a junior.
Yeah, going to make a lot of plays as a senior for this Trojan team. Prince drops back. It's a middle screen to Overton. He makes one guy miss. He's still on his feet across the 30 to the 29-yard line. Jay, he's about 3 yards shy of the line to gain. So it will be 3rd and 3 from the 29-yard line. South needs, looks like just shy of the 26 for a first down. So maybe 3rd and 2.5. And who wants this timeout? And after the first half controversy, are we sure West Brunswick called it or wanted it? There we go. So it is a charge timeout to West Brunswick. So we're going to say it right now. South Brunswick has 3 left. West Brunswick has 2. And Jay, remember, with West converting that 2-point try, it's an 8-point lead. Not a 7-point lead. So that will almost certainly be a factor at some point later in this second half, but something to keep an eye on. And remember that quarterback sneak 2-point conversion as South Brunswick marches down here and tries to tie the game. Dr. Mike, let's just for conversation's sake say South scores on this play with still a whole quarter and some change left. Do you go ahead and go for 2 now, or do you kick it and pull within 1?
I go for it. That way you know what you have to get the rest of the game.
I like it. I like it. So 3rd and 3, ball's at the 29. Prince just gives it to Overton. He pops around the right side. He's got enough for the first down by about a yard. 4-yard gain to the 25-yard line and a first down for the Cougars.
Sam, would you agree that, and we've seen West, I guess, I don't know, 3 games this year maybe, but far and away their best effort offensively and even defensively. They had not many missed tackles, and they put pressure on the quarterback, and they forced things, pretty good defensive effort against a high-scoring team.
Yeah, I think this is certainly the best we've seen him play.
Oh,
nice catch. Ethan Overton. I thought for sure that was going to be over his outstretched arms, and somehow he just plucked it out of the air. And it is a 25-yard touchdown strike from Jamison Prince to Ethan Overton. Dr. Mike and Rocky Lewis on exactly the same page. South going to leave the offense on the field and try to tie the game with a 2-point conversion. The ball's marked at the 3 on the 2-point try, and South elects to put it on the left hash.
I think they also put it on the arm and leg of Jamison Prince here, maybe some kind of a roll, and he has the option to throw a run.
Very good call. He rolls out, fires it over to the right, and it is incomplete. It was Trey Evans, the closest man in coverage. I think Prince would like to have that one back, Jay Bird. Tubman was fairly open in the front corner of the end zone there, and Prince just a little too high on the throw. So here's the touchdown pass, partner.
Boy, that is a really, really courageous catch by Overton that time. Now, there wasn't anybody in front of him, and maybe he realized it, but when you're reaching out like that and your progress is going that way, that's where you can get whacked pretty good. But fortunately for South and for Ethan Overton, he did not.
So Dr. Mike, with that drive and the score, forget the fact that South Brunswick did not get the 2-point conversion. If nothing else, it gave the Cougar defense a chance to breathe over there.
Yeah, that was actually, I think, one of, if not the first sustained drive the Cougars have had all night. They've been scoring on these kind of quick plays, but that took a lot of time off the clock, gave the defense a big rest. So interesting to see how this next West drive goes.
Mike, would you be shocked if West does anything other than just line up and hand it to Bias Fullwood and Davis between the tackles like they've done so far in the second half?
I absolutely would start with that, just the way the offense left the field last time, just creating these massive holes. Maybe look for some play action. You know, backup quarterback, maybe do it, maybe not, but they're definitely setting up the opportunity for it.
I keep looking for a special teams play, Sam, that could play a part in this game. No better time for the Trojans than right now. Now, a lot of the kicks have been short this evening, maybe somewhat out of respect for some of the skill position players that West has back to return.
It's Davis and Tyreek Woodard back deep for West.
They can return
this
this
short kind of directional kick, bobbled by the Trojans. And then Davis has a little crease, Jay Bird. And they got South for a late hit over there. Wow. I mean, I believe it was, obviously I couldn't tell if he was out or if it was late or not, but it came flying high and right over there by the sideline. Yeah, so we'll see.
Kind of sort of looked like might be a little too aggressive a play on one team or the other.
So waiting on the signal from the White Hat.
Oh,
they're going backwards.
Yeah.
Dead ball, personal foul against West. Okay.
That one hurts. I mean, they would have had real nice field position, Sam, at it around the, 30-yard line?
35.
35-yard line, and now where are they going to start this
20.
one? Big difference.
Big difference. So 1:11 left in the third. As we expected, West does just keep it on the ground.
Tell you what, that may have been a quick whistle. It depends where they spot the ball.
4 yards. 4-yard pickup leaves the Trojans facing a 2nd and 6. West needs the 30 for a first down.
Trojans in that, back up over the ball. They had good success in the drive earlier this quarter.
And it appears that little breather that the South Brunswick defense got certainly helped some as they've corralled the Trojans a little bit better the first 2 plays of this drive. Bias still somehow got out to the 29-yard line, so West faces a 3rd and 1 here. They need the 30 for a first down. There's Davis around the right side. He's got enough for the first down yardage. And the clock will stop while the chains move. And Jay, this is the thing why those 2-point conversions are so important. So West gets it, then South, and I agreed with the call to try and tie it right there, but you don't get it. And now if West scores a touchdown and makes the extra point, it's a 2-possession game. And I know West has a long way to go, 67 more yards. 67 more yards before they score a touchdown. But if they do and make an extra point, then South in a real hole. But we'll talk about that more in the 4th quarter. Right now, we'll take a short break into the 3rd. West Brunswick 36, South Brunswick 34. first play of the fourth quarter. Davis stays on his feet and kind of hops and falls toward the 40-yard line. I think he was ruled down at the 37, so it's officially a gain of 4 yards, and will set up a 2nd and 6 as West is approaching midfield here. 11:53 left in the ball game, and the Trojans leading by 2. Jay, this is certainly the first time West has had a fourth quarter lead
for sure
this season.
Sam, you know, he made as many moves in 4 yards as some make in 40.
Jay, either somebody was lined up off sides or West was lined up in an illegal formation, because a flag came out right when that ball was snapped. Trojans are moving back. Yep, illegal shift. Who was shifting?
Well, somebody shifted so fast we didn't even see it.
Did they have a man in motion?
But the officials did, and they call it. So
anyway, it's going to take it from 2nd and 6 and make it a 2nd and 11. Jay, I thought South might decline that penalty because Bias only picked up a yard. It would have been 3rd and 5.
Yeah.
But probably 6 one way, half dozen the other. We'll see how it shakes out.
We'll see if he gets 6 or a half dozen on this run, right?
A play action pass is coming at some point. Well, not play action, but it was a pass indeed. And Jay's still on his feet.
Is that Hamrick
again?
He
stepped out.
Getting a little.
So, Jay, he's ruled out at the 40, but he picked up 8 yards on the play to at least give West a chance on 3rd down. It'll be 3rd and 3, and that little screen out to Hamrick has been an effective play for West in the second half.
Oh, that's for sure, principally because Hamrick has just kind of refused to go down, and that time he did the same thing. So big 3rd down, but a much more makeable 3rd and distance situation here.
11:20 left in the ball game. West is up by 2. Jay, I did not see that coming. Not with the success they've had running the football in the second half.
Yeah. Don't know. Maybe don't know. as well as they've ran the ball here in the entire second half. Yeah. A little surprising to see a 20-yard pass to try to pick up 3, but nevertheless, Hamrick boots it away.
And it was a good one. Takes kind of a sideways bounce and is caught at the 20-yard line by Trey Evans. So a good kick. Good kick by Hamrick. And South Brunswick gets the ball back. 11:05 left in the game, and the Cougars down by 2.
Well, we got some other games in the area tonight. Nate, you get a chance, let us know. Ashley's at North. They were getting beat earlier on. New Hanover, Hoggard, of course, the city stalwarts. Okay, so Ashley's come back a little bit.
Overton stood up that time at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Will set up a 2nd and 10 as we're under the 11-minute mark here in the fourth quarter.
Laney 20, Topsail 6. North Brunswick 34, Ashley 14. New Hanover at Hoggard.
Prince.
That's Tubman, Sam, who is a pretty big target at 6'2", 220. 44-7 Hoggard over New Hanover to end the season.
That's a final.
The regular season, anyway.
So, Jay, third and about the length of the football here for South Brunswick. And Prince picks it up with relative ease. Dropped at the 32, so he picks up 3 yards and a South Brunswick first down.
First down for the Cougars.
So the Cougs move the chains, and plenty of time for them to get the ball down the field. Just under 10 minutes to go here in the fourth period.
Prince with great protection. Tubman over the middle of the field makes the grab. His wrestled down by Collis Miller at the 40-yard line. A big gain for South Brunswick. And with 9.5 minutes left in the game, South 40 yards away from taking the lead here. Cougars trailing by 2. 9:29 left on the game clock.
Yeah, and Aiden Tubman is starting to come to life here. That's his third or fourth catch of the game. And that's a good defensive play. Number 20, oh golly.
Was Trey Evans and Harry Doherty, who.
Was it Doherty? Okay, one of them.
You know, Evans missed him initially.
But slowed him down.
I think Doherty got him, and Evans came and helped clean it up at the end.
Yeah, but important thing was kind of not letting him get to the edge. Because if he can hit the edge, Hebe and Jamison Prince can do a lot of damage.
So 2nd and 11, play action fake. Had to get rid of it, and it was dropped. Woodard had an interception in his hands and could not come up with the catch. So circle that one, Jay Bird. Remember that one before this 3rd and 11 play. And maybe worth noting, Prince took a big hit there when he released the ball. He laid on the turf for a few seconds before he popped back up.
Yeah, Tyreek would love to have that one back, because I'm pretty sure he catches that a whole lot more than misses that. Free play.
Jay, they didn't throw a flag.
Didn't, and there
There was no flag thrown.
Williams with
Wow.
the tackle on number 5, Callaghan.
Wow.
So it's going to go to 4th down, Sam.
I thought it was a free play for South Brunswick. I believe they're going to. Jay, I think they're going to leave the offense on the field.
Yeah, I think they probably are.
So 4th and 11, without a doubt, the play of the game so far. Ball's at the 41. South needs the 30 for a first down. They snap it. Prince just kicks it away. It's a good one, too. Takes a big bounce and then rolls across the goal line for a touchback. Really like that call by Rocky Lewis, and really like that kick by Jamison Prince. Just took a hard first bounce and carried him across the goal line for a touchback.
Yeah, I like it too, and I think you described it perfectly. It came within maybe a sideways bounce of West taking over inside their 5-yard line.
You know, Jay, one thing, West has been able to run the football very effectively tonight, but they have not popped one yet.
They haven't.
South has done a good job of keeping everything in front of them. I mean, in the run as the running game goes, but it'll be interesting to see if the South defense can get another stop here. West was running the football so well in the 3rd quarter.
Well, I think the Trojans will be just as happy to have a kind of a methodical 15-play run that could end up, or series that could end up in a touchdown, take time off that clock.
I mean, Jay, a 4 to 5 minute drive here that resulted in a touchdown would swing the pendulum in West Brunswick's favor big time.
It really would, because as you appropriately noted early, given that 2-point conversion that they made, you could put them into have to score twice. Forward.
Oh man, he got upended.
That ball's loose.
And West jumped back on it based on the reaction of the defense there. And Jay, he's still on the turf. Good to see him get up, because he got flipped. I mean, his feet were way up in the air, and
That was a pop. Big
Yep.
LJ Bellamy helped him up.
And now West faces a 3rd and 6 from its own 24-yard line.
It's a huge,
Huge
down
play.
for both teams, right? West needs to pick this up to keep this drive going.
And Jay, the play clock's running way down. It's at 5.
Maybe not enough.
Yep, Jay, I thought there with the play clock running down, maybe a time to burn one, make sure you're in what you want to be in, and get everybody lined up and on the same page. But West got there in time, just jumped before the snap. So, man, 3rd and 11 and 3rd and 6 are vastly different.
Yeah, and this would, down and distance-wise, a passing situation, I don't know, Sam.
Surigao made the catch, but a really good tackle. Jay, what are the whistles for?
Cooper Creel with the excellent tackle. But
And it was an ineligible receiver down the field. So surely
they declined.
they are going to back him up, aren't they?
Well, you know, a little bit of a risk here, but it's going to be 3rd and quite a ways.
Yep, 3rd and 16
Yeah.
from the 14-yard line.
So they're playing a little bit of better field position if they can hold here. And as you said several times tonight, West hasn't really shown any quote-unquote big play potential. They're getting smacked around on this one. And that's
Williams
what happened.
sacked, and what turned out to be a wise call from the South Brunswick coaches. Now Hamrick's going to be punting this ball from West Brunswick's own end zone as the game clock moves to 6 minutes and 20 seconds. Trojans going to have to punt it away, up by 2 with around 6 minutes left.
Yeah, Quinn Williams and Noyola in on that sack that time for South. So the Cougs got a great chance to get excellent field position, and another whistle. They have a timeout.
Jay, it's a good thing that one was blown dead. That South called a timeout because the snap was really low, and Hamrick kind of had to go down and field it like a grounder. And Jay, I think it's a good time to point out South has come awfully close to blocking a couple of punts tonight. So something to watch here after this timeout with 6:02 left in the ball game, and West Brunswick up by 2.
Yeah, let me run you through some of the leaders. This is the final week of the regular season in the Mid-Eastern 3A, 4A Conference. Passing leader Colby Little at Laney, 1,861 yards. Tajir Crudup at Laney, 1,013 yards rushing. Hampton Roderick at Laney, 55 catches, 938 yards receiving.
Was a good snap, a good kick, fair catch. Called, he muffed it, and Powell got it. It's dead. Jay, the play is dead. You can't advance a muff punt, but most importantly, it's West Brunswick's football. You can't advance a muffed punt, but it is West Brunswick football at their own 39-yard line.
Hey, who's number 21 on
Garrett
West
Powell.
Brunswick?
Garrett Powell. Sochafer signaled for the fair catch. It just went right through his mitts, off his chest, and took a one-hop, Sunday hop, my dad would call it, right into the chest of Garrett Powell.
My favorite busboy at tea time takes it all away. It won't count. But, wow, did he look good doing it? Let's see it again.
Was a good, solid kick right off the chest of Sochafer, right into the hands of Garrett Powell.
Look at that, arms in the air. Hey, man, act like you've been there before, Garrett, now, okay? How about that? That's such a great play for West Brunswick. And a tough play for the Cougs with, what, just under 6 minutes.
And, Jay, that's more what West Brunswick is looking for on 1st and 10 is a 5-yard gain, stay on schedule. And Jay, probably, and Dr. Mike, I'll rope you in here, you don't want to get in too big a hurry to snap these footballs, do you?
Absolutely not. You want to grind this out as long as you can. Try to pull as much time off the clock, and maybe you get some points, maybe you don't. But worst case, from this field position, they'll pin them deep.
They got a lot of time left still, 9 seconds when they snap the ball.
Here's Bias. It's a good gain, enough for the first down yardage, and it's coming back, partner.
Wow.
It's coming back. I think it was a holding penalty that flew in there at the very end.
Wow. Tough break. Uh-oh.
And then an unsportsmanlike against
and
West Brunswick.
Bad just got worse. Bad just got worse.
So the
for
holding
West
penalty, Jay, was not necessarily a killer because it came 5 yards from where the ball was snapped. So you were going to be backed up 10 and face a 2nd and 10. Now you're facing a 2nd and 25.
That costly potentially for the Trojans. Picked up the first down on the run, negated by the holding call, and then the unsportsmanlike penalty on top of it. Wow.
Flags are against the Trojans.
So we got Sam 5:12 to go. And then to your point and to Mike's point as well, be very judicious as you snap the ball. But golly day, that's a long, long way, isn't it, Sam?
I mean, South has tried to hand them the football game on multiple occasions here in the 4th quarter, and the Trojans can't seem to get out of their own way.
I just want to point out the universal fact that talking to the ref or talking about the ref near the ref never works out.
Man.
Spoken like someone who maybe learned that the hard way.
Oh, no, Jay, I keep my mouth shut because I know that is a universal fact.
Yeah.
Yep. Say it louder for the folks in the back.
You were well coached. Well, 2nd and long, but I still think the ground attack's the way to go. That's really good pursuit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Cougar defenders. Jaquel Davis maybe hang on to that ball with 2 instead of 1.
3rd and 20 coming up. 4:47 left in the ball game, and an even better break for South Brunswick with all the extra effort. They were able to get him out of bounds, so it stopped the clock. Saved South 30 to 40 seconds on the game clock. So 3rd and 20. Ball is at the 29-yard line. False start. It was an illegal shift or a false start.
Penalties starting to pile up against West Brunswick. So close to that first victory of the season, but they're kind of stepping on their foot here on this possession. I don't know, Sam. Take the penalty or?
Flag against the Trojans.
They gambled before.
It's got to be 3rd down. The referee.
3rd down. Okay.
Yeah. Now South could have declined the penalty, and it would have been 4th and 11.
Yeah.
But I think you're probably thinking field position here.
Yep. Same thing they did before, and it's actually worked out well, except they muffed the punt. Get down.
Number 44, Quinn Williams on the sack.
Well, Williams gets sacked. So Hamrick, who's had a really fine game here this evening offensively and he's kicked the ball very well, is going to have to come up with another good kick again. And Sam,
where is Hamrick?
Oh my. Was that fourth? Wait a minute. Help me out.
Yeah, it's 4th down right now, and West doesn't have a punter out there.
Here he comes.
And West is going to have to burn a timeout.
They're going to have to. Wow. That.
Guys, I think this can be probably tied to a little bit the fact that West has not been in this situation at all this year in terms of closing a team out. And you kind of see them just fumbling it metaphorically with these penalties.
That's a really good observation, Michael. And they have not played their best here at a time when they really needed to play their best. And Sam, I'm going to go back to the point you made earlier on the kicking game. A couple of times tonight, South was very close on maybe blocking a kick or deflecting it in some fashion. So if Rocky Lewis's squad's got a blocked punt play they can call here, that might be the time to do it.
Jay, I think they're going the other route. They're sending 2 guys back and got 4 linebackers kind of. It doesn't look like they're going for selling out for the block.
Well, maybe just making sure they catch the ball on the punt.
It's a good snap. And Davis made a good catch. And good punt coverage by Garrett Powell and company. And sure-handed Jordan Davis secured that punt, and South will take over down by 2 points with 1st and 10 at the West Brunswick 43-yard line.
And remember, Petey's their place kicker. He's been very successful this season with points after. He made 1 field goal attempt. He attempted 1, made 1, 27 yards. So that's something that Lewis could come to if, in fact, he has to. I know he'd rather not.
They got Prince, and then
flag.
A flag flew in from the back judge.
And what would that be?
Oh, he keeps walking up, so he's putting it at the – where's he put the flag?
Hopefully in his pocket.
Oh, it's waved off.
Oh, there you go.
There you go, Jay. Good call. So ended up, looked like a sure sack. Prince kind of fought his way, ended up gaining 1 yard. So the clock will continue to run, and it's 2nd and 9, ball at the 42-yard line of the Trojans. West gets pressure again. They're trying to chase him down from behind. It's a sack, and Jay, wherever that ball went out of bounds is where it'll be marked. That's a fumble out of bounds, a loss of, let's see, the ball was snapped from the 42, and it's ruled out of bounds at the 8. That's a loss of 13 yards and will put South in a 3rd and 24.
And Sam,
3rd and 24.
The West numbers are difficult to pick up, and I don't know who was putting the pressure that time.
32.
Was it 32? That's Javonta Daniels, the
I
junior.
believe. Let's see, quick.
Yeah, it
32.
is. It's Daniels.
Yep. And Harry Doherty was over there, but it was Daniels who caused the loose ball.
Big play.
Prince
Pressure.
running for his life again. Throws it across his body.
Did he catch it? They can't make up their mind. Yep.
It's ruled a catch. So, Jay, it's still 4th down, though. It's still 4th down.
Tell you what, Tubman did a good job of selling that. If, in fact, he didn't catch it, kind of hard to tell.
So it's 4th and 5. West has to be careful not to jump off sides here.
Could come down to this play, Sam. A West victory could come down to this play. Uh-oh.
Guys, the right tackle, he shifted the right tackle in who was in his three-point stance. He slid down. That should have been a false start. Instead, they call the offsides on West. Shocking.
Wow. And the West defensive front was all pointing towards that tackle.
Yep, and the sideline as well.
Wow. Huge break for South Brunswick. Gives them another 4 downs.
Oh, man. Oh, it's batted in the air and incomplete. A very good chance for a West Brunswick interception, but couldn't quite come up with it. The pass intended for Aiden Tubman. So, Jay, just remember, moments ago, South faced a 3rd and 24, and there was a ball that Tubman caught as he was going for the turf. A couple West players adamant that it hit the turf. It was ruled a catch. Then on 4th and 5, a false start was missed, and then West jumped off sides.
I can tell you there were some folks here for West thought that was a hold that time too.
Yeah, that was Daniels again.
Pressure.
Prince, it's the ball's in the air. Oh, and Overton caught it.
Oh, my word.
He caught it, and then somebody made a great tackle over there. Collis Miller.
What?
Boy, that is a great break for South Brunswick. That was a fumble, popped straight up in the air. Overton alertly went and caught it. The good news for West Brunswick is South is now facing a 3rd and 7 ball at the 30-yard line.
They're for sure in 2-down territory. Pressure again. Ball bouncing everywhere. Man. And a flag down. Sam?
Jay, I think this is an ineligible receiver downfield. 56 was about 7 yards. Yeah, so, Jay, if you're West, surely you decline this and leave them in 4th and 7, right? Don't give them a 3rd and 12?
I would not.
Because you know they're going to be going for it. I'd leave it at 4th and 7.
They're going to throw the ball, yeah.
Was he downfield before or after it bonked the offensive lineman on the head?
Yeah, it hit a lineman in the head, I think. And if that's the case, we need one of those. We need that
Terry McCauley.
Yeah, Dan Blandino or something. Dean Blandino. I don't know who it is. They picked it up.
Called it.
So probably ended up in the same spot anyway, as West would have likely declined that penalty. So, Jay, here we go.
This could be the season for West Brunswick.
Yep, for all intents and purposes. South does have 2 timeouts left, so South theoretically could get the ball back even if they don't convert this, but there would be very little time left. So 1:36 left, 4th and 7. Prince has got the snap. He rolls out to his left. He's got room to run, 1st down, and then a little bit more. Jamison Prince making plays with his legs and keeps the South Brunswick drive alive. The Cougars have a 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line of the Trojans.
Tristan Williams with the stop, but Prince picks up the first. They've been getting pressure on him the last couple of downs, but not this one.
Oh, he pushed off.
People are going to say he pushed off. That was just normal contact. That was not a push.
Wow, Prince.
Nice 19-yard touchdown strike from Jamison Prince to Jordan Davis, his 4th receiving touchdown of the night with 1:14 left in the game, and the Cougars have taken a 40-36 lead and will likely leave the offense on the field for a 2-point try to make this a 6-point edge.
Yeah, absolutely, Sam. There's no reason for them to take the 1 point because a touchdown could overcome the margin. And number 2, Jordan Davis, I think, picks up the 2-point conversion. Let's watch the touchdown again. A lot of Some folks thinking maybe that was offensive pass interference on South Brunswick, but as Mike pointed out, it looked like just two guys, the normal play. And here's the two-point conversion.
On the replay of the touchdown pass, absolutely not offensive pass interference.
Could have stopped him, missed the tackle, which West has done a really good job tonight of not missing tackles, but had a shot to stop Davis short of the two-point conversion. Still would require West Brunswick to score a touchdown. They got 1:14 to go in this game, trailing 42-36. What a senior night. Now, Sam, he has not kicked it deep much this evening. He being Colin Peaty, the kicker for South.
So West will get it out to, it's on 31-yard line. They'll have to go 69 yards in 1:07 seconds. The Trojans do have one timeout left. Jay, I think it's worth pointing out that when West has tried to throw in the second half, had a real tough time protecting Tristan Williams. South has been able to generate a pass rush in the second half.
Yeah, and listen, I don't care if you're, Joe Montana, right? Tom Brady. You need time to throw, and that offensive line is going to have to give Tristan Williams a couple of seconds to make a toss. He's got some time.
He's got
here.
running room.
And he's got a receiver.
Nice throw and catch as Williams. Jay, it seems like I heard earlier this week that Williams has been nursing not one but two ankle injuries.
Wow.
And I thought, man, there was a lot of running room over there to the left, but then he threw it, and wisely so.
Pretty gutty performance on Williams' part here this evening. He had a couple of INTs he'd like a do-over, but so otherwise
Sam,
that should be
12 men on the field.
Yep.
Sam, to your point on that last defensive drive, he got shooken up pretty bad, and he was like hobbling back to the defensive huddle, and he still had a little hitch on his walk out to the huddle on that. So I don't anticipate him running much.
Yep, there we go.
Josiah Borton, the freshman quarterback, went out last week with an ankle injury, and so it's been Tristan Williams, his show all night long. I see they brought up a freshman, Eden Romero, from the JV team, who is a quarterback, but I think this is the last 58.1 seconds of this game, as it has been all night tonight, left in the hands of the senior Tristan Williams.
58 seconds left. West Brunswick down by 6. It's 1st and 5. The ball is at the 43-yard line.
Long time. Adjusting the clock. So they're gonna add 1.8 seconds to the clock. 59.9 tenths. Just rounded up. It's a minute for the Trojans to go. What, Sam? 43
yards. So, Jay, it was a good pitch and catch. Collis Miller made it. The problem was it was a little shy of the line to gain. It was a little shy of the line to gain. So,
and he couldn't get out of bounds.
I might run it here to get a new set of downs.
Well, they're going to call a timeout.
Oh.
Is that the last one? Wow.
So, Jay, even still, I might call 2 plays in the huddle right here. I'm calling a run on this down to get my
first
down. The clock's going to stop while they move the chains, and then you have a second play called, so you're ready to roll right into it. So there's no confusion, no looking to the sideline for a play, because now with no timeouts, West has to execute about flawlessly to anything. anything South could do to tackle West inbounds and shy of the line to gain from this point forward will be a huge advantage for the Cougars.
Oh, Coach Hickman, I like your thought process there. Makes a lot of sense. And look, West has run the ball very well here this evening. Absent that, they would not be in this game, trailing 6 with 40 seconds to go.
Or you can just throw it out to JoJo Hamrick for a first down and then some.
Man, you know, they have had great success tossing that ball out to Hamrick where it looks like there's more defenders than receivers. And yet every time JoJo's come up with it, nothing fancy, but certainly effective. That only took 5 seconds off the clock.
And he was able to get out of bounds, so the clock didn't run after the chains were set. So that worked out about perfectly for West.
He's in trouble.
Uh-oh. Oh, Jay's still on his feet. But he's inbounds, Jay, and shy of the line to gain.
And did he pick up the first
nope,
down?
They said he got it. No, he got it.
Okay.
He got it.
Wow. Gutty play by Williams.
Wow.
They got to get back over the ball pretty quick, though.
The chains aren't set, though. The chains aren't set, so now the game clock runs. He gets the snap and then spikes it with 20.8 seconds left and the ball at the 21-yard line. So remember, you have the spike, so it's now 2nd and 10.
Well, Sam, let's be honest. When this game started a couple hours ago, if you would have said, West, you're down, but you're only down 6 with 20.8 seconds, you would have taken it, would you not have?
Yes,
absolutely.
certainly.
The way they've had the season that they've had this year, just having a chance to win, which is what they do now if they can score a touchdown.
2nd and 10, ball's at the 21. Where'd it go? Oh, I thought Davis picked it off.
I did too. And if he had, he'd still be running.
And, Jay, it was intended for Herring, and honestly, it may have been of great benefit to West that it wasn't caught because he was shy of the line to gain, and it would have been everything West could do to get back to the line to get another play. Yeah, now South wants a timeout. That might be the best thing that's happened to West tonight. There, a chance to regroup and get a play you like.
I think the South defense is probably going to give them the middle part of the field, right, and try to keep them in front of that first down marker. But West Brunswick's probably got to utilize more of the sidelines or at least passes that go past the first down line, which is about the 11. Big Mike, what say you?
You got about 2, maybe 3 plays if they're incomplete. Like you said, they're probably going to give them the middle of the field. So you got to, we're on the 21. Look for 5 yards to 10-yard outs. He's not getting a lot of time to pass the ball, so got to do something quick.
No, and you're right, Michael. And as you and Sam have pointed out, he's not particularly mobile, although he did just gut it out for that first down run here just a play or two ago. And I wonder if, South scored on a gadget play. Does West have a gadget play?
Great question.
Tough time, risky to call it now, but look at all the defenders way back.
3rd and 10, ball's at the 21-yard line, 16 seconds left. They throw it toward the end zone.
Oh, there's a little push in the end zone.
There was a shove to the back of Collis Miller as the ball was about to approach him.
I don't know if we can see that one again, Nate, but there's a little push. Didn't get that one. A little push in the back for sure. So South maybe dodged a bullet. I don't know. Still 10.5, but this is it.
It's a smart play by the defender, though, because even if it gets called, it's only half the distance, and you kept him out of the end zone.
That's right.
Exactly, Sam. That's a good high school defense play, whether it gets called or not.
So 4th and 10, here's the game. The out route is caught, and he's out of bounds, Jay. So we got 5 seconds left. There's essentially going to be one snap from the 9-yard line with the game on the line.
Was that Hamrick with the catch?
Yes.
Wow, he has had a career night here this evening. No timeouts. They got to get it in from the side. You got to execute perfectly. They got what, Sam, 9 yards?
Yep, first and goal from the 9 and only 5 seconds left, so this is probably the game unless it happens real quick. And he got sacked. Oh, he got it off, and there's time left. He got it off. A very, very, very smart play by Tristan Williams just to get rid of that ball in anywhere near the vicinity of a receiver. And it stopped with 0.3 seconds on the clock. West Brunswick will have a second and goal snap from the 9 with 0.3 of a second left. So here's the game. And, Jay, there's only 13 seconds left on the play clock. So West has got to get lined up.
You gotta go into the end zone and just put it up.
Yep.
Hope you
Throw
come
it
down
up,
with it or
maybe,
get a penalty.
Yep. He caught it! He caught it! It's JoJo Emmerich! West is going to get an unsportsmanlike penalty with all these kids on the field, and it's only tied. It's only tied, and they're going to get penalized.
Who caught the ball?
JoJo Hamrick with a touchdown catch. Jay, West has still got an extra point that they have to make,
and it's going to be
and very well could get a 15-yard penalty. I have not seen a flag yet, but if it's thrown, I would not be shocked at all.
Yeah, there's one poor sheriff trying to contain the entire student section at this point down there. I actually got out of the way because I knew it was going to get a little crazy.
It was Tristan Williams to JoJo Hamrick from 9 yards out, a touchdown on the final play from scrimmage, and West has to make this is simple. This is simple, folks. If the kick goes in, the game is over. If it does not, we will have overtime. 42-42, Garrett Powell's the long snapper, Tristan Williams the holder, Hamrick, who just caught the touchdown pass, handles the place kicking
Who's
duties.
had the game of his life here this evening, both kicking, receiving.
And I would bet a significant amount of money that the conversation between the White Hat and Rocky Lewis is about the lack of a flag with 100 fans in the end zone after the play.
I thought the flag went. They did not throw.
No, the snap's from the 3. There was no flag thrown.
Good. Well, good for West Brunswick. Bad for the Cougars.
So it's normal extra point distance, and here we go, folks. It's live. Game on the line, 42-42, and South's going to try to ice JoJo Hamrick.
So the statistics that were in this week for kicking for Hamrick were obviously not updated because all they had was point after 3 for 3 coming into the game tonight for Hamrick. Now I know that West Brunswick hasn't scored that many touchdowns this season, so maybe he only legitimately tried 3 points after, but he's had a bunch here tonight, and none any more important than this one.
Man, after all those catches and runs he's made, probably seems like nothing to this kid. Listen, I've been in his shoes exactly where he's standing right now in a playoff game, and it ain't fun until it goes through the uprights.
Well, as you mentioned, too, the line, of course, Powell, the long snapper, Williams has got to put it down, and then it's up to JoJo Hamrick.
It's a good snap. The hold is down. The kick is up. And it's good. JoJo Hamrick knocks it through, and the Trojans have won 43-42 in what might be the craziest high school football game I have ever witnessed. What a win. What a finish. Students are on the field. West players are throwing their helmets around. I don't think anybody knows what to think, Jay. What an insane finish that was.
Well, I hope Big Mike is safe down there.
Big Mike, are you safe? Are you alive? Are you still down there?
I I am alive. I'm actually walking up the bleachers because I didn't want to be anywhere near any of that.
Smartest guy in the stadium, folks, Dr. Mike Maurer. Jay, I know I'm putting you on the spot, but what in the world did we just witness the last 3 hours?
Well, you witnessed, I would say, the best game that we've had this season. Clearly, we had so many blowouts this year, but this one had a little bit of everything. And on a night where you salute the seniors, and rightfully so, it's a 10th grader who had maybe the game of his career. JoJo Hamrick, I think that was 3 touchdown catches, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra points, which would be right. And they went for the 2-point conversion. So that 2-point conversion turned out to be the difference in the game, Sam.
Yep, it sure did. You know, Jay, the only stain there at the end is because of the chaos that ensued after the game. I think Rocky Lewis wisely got his team, and they walked off the field. There was no handshake line, no pleasantries exchanged between the kids or the coaches. It is a rivalry game, but just a wild finish, a wild finish.
Well, and the end of just a brilliant high school career for quarterback Jamison Prince, who, again, showed why he's as good as he is tonight, putting on a big-time show through the air and with his legs as well. And just, a lot of great plays, some questionable ones, but some unique ones as well, Sam. But, you hate to see a team go an entire season that starts in the sweat days of August and ends up here in October on a cool night without picking up at least one win. And so from that perspective, certainly happy for Coach Sean Hamby and his Trojan kids, and especially the seniors who, struggled all season long, but put it together when it really mattered the most here in the last game of their senior season.
Dr. Mike, enjoyed it this season. As always, parting shots tonight?
That was an absolute great way to finish the season here at FOCUS Broadband.
I couldn't have said it. It was the best game we had this season. Just a wild finish. JoJo Hamrick catches a touchdown pass that ties the game with no time left on the clock, and then knocks in the game-winning extra point. And West Brunswick leaves tonight somehow, some way, with a 43-42 victory over South. It's been a great season, partners. Jay, anything you'd like to add before we say good night from Charlotte?
No, except, these seasons begin and it seems like they're going to last forever, and then all of a sudden it's over. Right, so again, it was a strange season for us in the respect that we had a lot of games that were so one-sided, and in many cases one-sided early. But tonight made up for everything with just a really exciting and a fun high school football game. No matter who wins, it's a fun game tonight.
And for all the people watching at home, we thank you for tuning in all season long. Don't forget to check us out during high school basketball season. For Mike Maurer and Nathan Evers, Jay Combs, and expert camera crew that's brought you all the action this football season, good night from MH Rourke Stadium. We'll see you next time on FOCUS Broadband TV.